Hello, everyone. This is Mason Beam with the Wise News Network, and we have a very important segment for you today. Now, it's no secret that COVID-19 left the world in a precarious spot, with some people still recovering from its effects. Students are among those who still struggle because of the national shutdowns. According to a report by the Harvard Graduate School of Education, children across all demographics are having trouble catching up to their own grade levels. The study showed that on average, students in grades 3 to 8 have lost half a year of learning. Now, the Center for School and Student Progress released a study indicating that the average student needs more than 4 additional months of school to get caught up to grade level. Many factors play into how kids are affected. For example, non-native English speakers on average have a harder time getting caught up. Our reporter Grace Smith sat down with a couple of North Carolina educators to discuss potential solutions to this issue, and those educators have gotten creative. One school has gone above and beyond to encourage their students. Let's go to Grace Smith at Hillcrest Elementary for more information on how to resolve these issues.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Smith with the Wise News Network, and today we have a very exciting story for you. I'm here with Star Baughman, who is the media coordinator for Hillcrest Elementary. How are you doing today, Star?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having us today. Now, can you please tell us a little bit about why we're here today?
You are here because our school is the first in the county to get a book vending machine for our students. We've been working on this project for about 1.5 years, and we finally saw it come to fruition. And to kick off our 12 Days of Christmas celebration, we are unveiling or unwrapping the gift with our students today.
That is exciting. 1.5 years. That is quite a large timeline for this project. Can you tell me a little bit about what has gone into preparing the school and getting everything ready for this project?
Right. It started out as sort of a vision with another teacher here in our school. Her granddaughter actually had a book vending machine in her school in Georgia, and she showed me the picture and she was like, "What do you think about this?" And we were like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." So myself and our wonderful bookkeeper, Penny Smith, we were like, "We've got to figure out how to get one of these for our school." So it sort of began there. And then it was just lots of connections around our community, talking to other people. Of course, former students were like the Van Oppens. They were actually former students with Van Oppen Marketing. So we contacted them, and it was just word of mouth, Facebook, different things that we were raising. We were trying to get this book machine donated or raise money to get it. So that's sort of how it began, and it has just, we had to get the initial support from the principal and the okay to do it, and from there it just sort of snowballed and kept rolling until here we are. We got it. So
very exciting. And now you mentioned the Van Oppens, and I saw that Dolly's Imagination Library are also kind of sponsors for this. Can you tell me a little bit about what went into reaching out to these sponsors and getting the assistance needed for this machine?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, Penny Smith, our bookkeeper, she wears all sorts of hats. One of her specialties is reaching out to community members, to organizations, and saying, "Hey, this is our need. This is our community. This is what we're trying to do." And so basically, she wrote to people, she called people, she emailed people, and then we gathered the names and those sorts of things. And so basically, that sort of came from her. All of the connections were made through Penny.
That's a lot of advocacy work on her behalf. And now we passed this book vending machine in the hallway, and it was wrapped up real nice and beautiful. Do the kids know what is behind the wrapping paper yet?
No, they do not. They don't even know we've been working on they didn't even know we were working on this project. Like, it has been top secret since we began because we wanted it to be a surprise. We wanted our students to feel like, oh my gosh, we wanted them to be amazed. So they have no clue. We've actually been trying to drum up excitement around the unveiling all week, last week, this week. We even had classrooms guessing, what do you think it is? What do you think it's going to be? And so they're super excited.
Have there been any challenges with getting this initiative up and running?
Well, at first, the initial challenge was actually getting the machine itself funded, because that's hard. The machine is really not covered under a Title I fund, so you couldn't purchase it with Title I funds. So that has been one of the reasons it took so long to get the money.
And this initiative comes at a time where students across the country are being affected by that post-pandemic slump, I'll say. According to a study conducted by the Center for School and Student Progress, at the end of 2023, the average student needs an additional 4 extra months of additional schooling to get caught up to reading level on a grade standard. Have you, as the librarian here at Hillcrest, noticed that your students are struggling in these departments?
Yes, we have noticed a struggle, but we also know in our community we have a lot of the beginning English language learners here. We have a huge population, and so they already face those issues as well. So COVID did sort of impact us that way, and this was another way to get reading into their hands, because our students don't have classroom libraries at home, or home libraries. And so that was one of the other initial things. Our students worked so hard to learn English and to learn how to read and to just learn school. And so this was another way to help them get over that hump.
And you guys are hopeful that this project inspires kids and gets them to love and look forward to reading.
Absolutely. Our students already, they love books. They love nonfiction. Fiction is it's not real to them. They crave life experiences, and nonfiction meets that goal. And I feel like this will inspire them even more to read, knowing that, hey, if I continue to work hard and do my best, I'm going to be able to be, rewarded with something I love. So.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit off camera that your kids love learning and love reading nonfiction books. What kind of books can we expect to be filled in this vending machine?
So when we ordered our vending machine, we upgraded so that it would hold picture books, chapter books, board books. So we have anything in there from chapter books that are nonfiction about stories of rescue animals, all the way to board books that have touch and feel, little images on them. So anything there and in between, fiction, nonfiction, the whole array. And a lot of the books that were donated from Dolly Parton's Imagination program, a lot of those were the board books that have the actual touch and feel, or some of them were really cool. When I was loading them, they had like puzzles and magnets and games inside the book. So we're super excited about that too for our littles.
That sounds really exciting. And now, how will students be able to go ahead and purchase these books?
The students will actually earn a golden coin, and that's how, it's not a monetary purchase. It's a purchase with a goal that they've met, whether it's an educational goal in their classroom. We're just going to structure the goals based to meet the needs of our kids. And I think that's the beauty in it. It's going to be differentiated to meet their needs, because it's all about them.
That seems very encouraging. And are you hopeful that this initiative will continue to encourage your students towards their love of reading, their love of learning, and maybe even inspire other school communities to invest in similar projects?
Yes, I hope it is a spark that's ignited and burns bright and deep.
Thank you so much, Star. I appreciate you agreeing to be interviewed today.
Thank you.
For the Wise News Network, I'm Grace Smith.
Next up, we've got Katherine Riddle, a recent graduate from Appalachian State University. She participated in student teaching and internships on the 2nd and 8th grade levels. Her former role took place in the rural mountainous area of North Carolina, where nearly 30% of the population lives in poverty, according to the United States Census Bureau. A lack of resources at home can make it challenging for students to catch up. However, parents and educators are working tirelessly to ensure their kids' abilities come up to speed. Let's go back to Grace for more.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, you just completed your student teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that went?
It was good. I only had 9 kids in my class, which is rare, but it was nice. I was the lead teacher for 8 weeks. Um, I learned a lot from my host teacher. She is retiring at the end of this year, and we also had an assistant. So,
And in your experience with these kids, I know that they're young, but in your experience with these kids, did you notice that they had any issues with learning content and reading specifically?
um, a couple of them did. Every student is at their own level with that kind of thing. We did have a lot of gifted students who did really well with reading and literacy and phonics. And then we had a couple that just had a hard time grasping it and didn't have the support system to, work on that outside of school. But we tried our best, and she's moving along real well. So
That's good. And do you think that the COVID-19 pandemic has played a role in these kids' developmental levels?
I don't know about this grade level. I have worked with I've done internships before now with second grade and fifth grade, and I could kind of see it in fifth grade. And I talked to some other teachers about it, and COVID did kind of play a role in that, especially with some students not being able to get the learning they needed at home during that time because they didn't have access to devices or internet. But I wouldn't say it really played a role with this grade, but I've seen it with some other grades. So,
And what do you hope to, let me start over. What do you hope to bring to your classroom to help kids who might be struggling with catching up to learning?
I really want to create a classroom library that is cozy and fun for students to enjoy reading at. I want them to be able to pick books that they're interested in. I would like to have incentives for students who reach milestones, or even do hands-on activities with books that we're reading, or acting out books that we're reading, which kids really enjoy, getting up and moving around. So yeah, those are things I want to incorporate in my future classrooms.
Well, everyone, that's all for today. And if you learned something new, why not drop down below and give us a like? Otherwise, we always appreciate subscribers on any platform, so be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, right here on YouTube, and on our homepage, wisenewsnetwork.com, to stay up to date on all of our articles. While you're there, it's stocking stuffer season, so be sure to check out the new web store too. Thanks for watching, everyone, and this has been Mason Beam with the Wise News Network.